Okay, good evening, dear friends. Welcome joining us tonight's sessions. Yeah, last Sunday, Dr. Ken gave us a very insightful sharing. Yeah, very impact if you're joining us last weekend. If you are missing last week preview, you may view our YouTube. Yeah, to get back. The sharing is very inspiring as well. So tonight we invite Dr. Ken again to help us with some questions that we will raise. Yeah. So I would like to give introduce Dr. Ken again tonight, as we have some new friends joining us tonight. Dr. Ken is an anthroposophic physician from Thailand, and his medical work actually originates from mainstream medicines. So when he encountered the anthroposophic medicine, and he realized that how important of this medical approach as the medicine of humanity. And he then turns and transforms his clinical practice by using anthroposophic medicine as the center of practice. And other than anthroposophic medicine, and Dr. Ken also certified in classical homeopathy, acupuncture, naturopathic, and special dynamic. And he now travels around the world, teach and lectures in anthroposophy medical training in several countries. Yeah, so tonight is the session is a Q&A session where it's a continuation of a session from last week. And we have collected several questions from participants earlier. And now I read the questions for you. We have collected 5 and the questions raised by the participants. And the first question is, what does doctors you perceive the human spirit in your own perceiving? Yeah, why and how? I mean, when you see a person. This is the first question. And the second question, what's the challenge to put in anthroposophic knowledge in mainstream medicine practice, especially dealing with patients who are only looking for the quick fix or a trick me attitude, and also when talking to the medical practitioners and who only believe drugs and surgery to fix the problem, and how we could handle it. And the third question, WHO benchmarks the training in anthroposophic medicine. Would this be able to encourage more mainstream doctors to adopt anthroposophic medicine? Question number 4, for those who want to seek anthroposophic medicine for healing, what sort of preparation that the patient or their family needs to do, such as mentally preparation, for example? And the 5th question we received, why anthroposophic medicine emphasize on development of human the threefold, and what's the relationship of it with my health? Wow. When I received this question earlier, I shared with Dr. Ken, and to me it's a big question. Well, but I trust that Dr. Ken will give her insights and on his expertise and experience to answer this question. Now, I would like to pass the floor to Dr. Ken. Over to you.
Thank you, Samantha and Gongsu Academy, for inviting me again. And thank you for all of your questions also. I don't know how long that I have a time for these sessions, 1 hour or how long? I would like to know. Maybe.
So I can, what about 45 minutes to 1 hour? The max is 1 hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because of all these questions, I need the time for the whole week to answer.
Join Dr. Ken workshop to find out the answer.
Yeah, but I try to make it possible for you to understand a little bit, and I try to answer all questions in the scope, but not all in all the detail, why, how, but just only in the big pictures. This is what I will try my best. I would like to start with the first question. If I understand the question, it right, that means you want me to explain how do I have the experience of the spirit and how do I look this phenomena in the body of the patient. Is that right? I hope that this question is right in this manner.
This question is asked by our dear friend Ivan. I believe Ivan is online
correct,
too.
Dr. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I would like to make sure that the question is correct. You know, I can answer you in this way. People nowadays have the problem to understand the spirit. Actually, we see the spirit, but our problem is we thinking in the materialistic concept. We see spirit every time, every moment, in every second. We always see the spirit, but we think and we translate it in the concept of the matter. You got my point? If you close your eyes and you stand up, maybe we should take a time about maybe 30 seconds. And I want all of you just only close your eye and stand up and try to perceive what do you feel under your feet for 30 seconds, and then we will talk afterward. Thank you. Coming back, please. I will not ask all of you about your experience because of if I ask, it will be the whole hours for just only asking this question, and you give the answer to me. Actually, it depends on how you perceive, but at least you stop the sense of sight, the way you're looking to perceive the world through your eyes. The eye is the sense that we use it to perceive the star in the cosmos. We can look from wherever you are in the world. You can look to the star, you can look to the cosmos. And we postulate and we try to understand the world by the way what we see. What you can see, you say, this is what you can think, what you can measure, that you can have the border, something as an outline of the material. If you look in this sense, if we would like to describe the world by the senses of the star, sometimes you cannot use your senses and you can have the knowledge from the senses in order to explain everything. When you stand up and you close the eye, you're starting to feel from your feet, from your body, the information, the knowledge that you have from your feet it is totally different from the knowledge that you got from your eyes. And what you perceive under your feet, it is something meeting with you, and something is pressing on you, and you not fall on it. It has a resistance on it. That means there is something that has a resistance in our feet. When you look into the concept of material, the theory of everything that we have in the natural science bases on the material. We postulate many things, and we try to reduce everything in the world of the reductionist. That means everything in the microscopic until down into something that even we cannot see with our eyes. And what we have from it, we say that we have in the space, in the atoms, we have the space, even we go down into the space that we call the Higgs fields, the field of the God. Actually, scientific cannot say that there has the material exist. Even the atoms, nobody can see the atoms at all, because it's just only the abstract, only something that is postulated as a theory that it should exist. But the way the development of the science, we can see that it has only the blank space inside the material. Now, we stand on it. We stand on the blank space, and we say that this is the materials. Yes, and we feel it, and we have the experience on it. But we believe it because of we can see it. We use the sense of seeing, try to see it, and postulate that this is something that you should see. In other words, we see all the things is happening, but we think that it's composed of the atoms, composed of the material, and we stand on the material and we perceive and we think this is the material. Are you with me? I'm worried about the translator. You know, we have the concept of material. And until now, nobody can explain in the way of scientific what is material. Not at all. But the first person who described what is material is Rudolf Steiner. He said that what we perceive as a condensed material, actually it is the condensed of light. The material that we perceive, it is a space of light that condense on the earth. That's why we can perceive. You see, just only on the table, you cannot see that this table. Is this actually the material, or is this a spirit? And now you see the spirit. Somebody see everything is in the spirit and cannot understand the spirit and lose themselves into the way of the spirit. Or somebody see the world just only the material, the forms of what they see. The issue is not what they see. Actually, they see in the form of the material and the spirit together. But they have a choice, have the opportunity to choose what they really want to think. We can use our thinking and think everything in the step, in the way of mechanical, functional, technical of the materialistic science. Is this not wrong? But if you want to think something beyond and want to think in such the way that you can find how the law of the spirit is working behind the background of the material, it is something else. That means you not lose yourself to the spirit, or you not lose yourself into the material. You have to think this is the final configurations of the material under the background of under the working background of the spirit. Is this okay? That means we are the human being is the being who stay in between the earth and cosmos. We have the word for the incarnation, for birth, and we have the word for death as excarnation. We have the period in between that we are the spirit and matter, both way. Actually, I would like to say that all of you experience the spirit every day when you wake up with your consciousness. Some of you can have the experience of the spirit also in between the sleep that we call the dreams. Somebody get the information and they're lucky from the dreams. Who say this is the material? They have many people got a very good dream and some dream that foretell their story in the future. Kind of the remind or notice them in order to do something in the right way. Or even somebody they have a very good sleep and just only sleep and wake up, not perceive everything, just only have the unconscious level of consciousness. That means they are in the deep sleep. This is not wrong, but this is the experience that we have in every day. And I think all of you also experience this kind of consciousness, the change of consciousness and the change how we perceive ourselves, different from the stone, from the plant, from the animals. And what in the aspect that you ask, what I see in the others. That means when you look into the human being, I can speak in many aspects, but I will give two aspects that you can see. If you are at birth, you see when the children, the baby, they are in the delivery process. The first moment when they delivery, they show which colors. We say that the color is not so good in the first second. That's we mean we see that the baby has the green color. We call cyanosis, the green color, the color of the plant. And the children also in the state just only the life forces. And afterward, they're starting to know themselves. The color is starting to change into the red color as the color of the animal, the color of the soul. And then for a while, when they are unstable in the rhythm of the day, they're starting to turn into the yellow, the color of the spirit. Rudolf Steiner speaks about the four of the colors. The black for the physical, the green is for the living, and the red for the soul, and also for the spirit is yellow. You can see the phenomena of the spirit, the life, soul, and spirit. It's changed step by step. Or even you look into the phenomena, what is happening during the dying process. We can see many diseases. We can say that in the dying process, when the people, the organization starting to extinct, they're starting to lose their quality of the human being. They're starting to lose to connection with the time. They're starting to lose their view. They're starting to lose everything in themselves, but they're just only living like an animal. They want just only feeding, want just only walking, you see. In the state, in the modern way of the treatment for the elderly, you can see they lose from the human being level and they're starting to turn to be animal. And afterward, their body is not so good enough to hold the soul. They're starting to lie on the bed and they sleep long, wake up little. They're starting to stay on the bed like a plant. And afterward, their life is gone. They pass away. The body turns to be the physical. This is also the phenomena of the spirit that in the normal of everyday life, birth, death, illness is life of the human. When this kind of the four members, they lost a connection during the time of the middle of life, and they're starting to behave in a strange way. We call it the disease. Disease is a phenomena of something that the human being need for the development. I will end here. I ask the owner of this question that my answer is clear for you or not.
Are you still online? Is Dr. Ken's explanation?
Yes, okay, clear.
It's clear?
Thank you.
Or still
Thank
over?
you, doctor. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. That means I make a summarize for the first question to understand is we see the spirit and we can choose what we want to think. This is the key. For the second question, what is the challenge to put the anthroposophic knowledge in mainstream medicine practice, especially dealing with the patients who only look for quick fix and treat me attitude, also talking to colleagues, why only believe on drug, surgery, cut, fix, remove, problem disease, how to handle it? I would say for this question, if you want to answer this question, I don't know who is the owner of this question, but the first question before you answer this question is who are you? Who are you? Are you? Yeah.
She is a pharmacist.
Yeah. That's why I asked, who are you? Are you human or are you God? And you and your patients, actually, both of you and your patients are human or not? You know, the mainstream medicine is the medicine for the animals, not the medicine for the human. Why I say that? You know, all the medical, they have to make the experiment, and after experiment, they have to run all the animal experiment. If you cannot treat animals, you cannot treat the human. We use the concept how to treat animal in order to treat the human, not the concept of how to treat the human, and we apply to the animal in the contrary. Actually, we can call the mainstream medicine is the animalic medicine. It's just the medicine for the animals. Like the concept of dialysis, you know, never have the concept of kidney dialysis in the human being before. They use for the dog who has the kidney failure, and it's work. And after that, no clinical trial. They just try with the human being, and it also works. You see, we use the animalic medicine, and now also the animal, they feel a lot of pain. They feel a lot of suffering when they got the disease. That's why all the animals always happy when they can feel better. Animal is depend on the feelings, and they can share the feelings. They don't know, they don't have the concept what is good, what is bad. They just only think for right now what makes them happy. Not about good, but happy. That's why when the people just only want to have the quick fix and treat me, this is also where is their human qualities. When you use the medicine, the patient needs to understand what it is and how it's going and what it should be, what it is in the right way for the healings, regenerations, and how the patient will have the good way in the development in his biography. This thing you cannot say what is right or wrong. It depends on the education. You see, the education and thinking process, ability to think is important. You know the word manas, manu, manut. All these words is mean the human. And in the meaning, the being who has ability to think. When we want to treat and don't want to think, they just only fix, only remove, and they just want to be happy. They cannot think. That's why many people in the palliative care, what they do, what they did, they always give the morphine to paralyze the feelings. They never treat the disease. You have the pain, you give the painkillers. But the pain is necessary for healing, and the pain is necessary for learning. And the way to mastering the pain is this the way how to grow. You know, if everything no pain, the children will not grow. They will not learn. And we know the pain in the cellular levels. They draw all the inflammatory process in the region of the pain. And afterward, when the pain is stopped, the catabolic process or the damaging process is also stopped. And afterward, they're leading into the way of the healing. If there is still something there and the pain is not stopped, the catabolic process or the damaging process of the swelling or the inflammation is still go on and on because they want to overcome something, but the owner of the body not yet understand what they should perform, what they should learn, they should make it better in order to regain or reconnect to their life. Okay. And now I ask the owner of the question, do I answer your questions or you need something more for elaborations? The owner's question is here or not?
Oh, she replied, yeah, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. For the second question, the key is you have to look where is the human qualities in your practice and in your patient. How can we meet? For the third question, it's about the WHO benchmark, the training in anthroposophic medicine. Would it be able to encourage more mainstream doctors to adopt anthroposophic medicine? You know, this question, I would say no. You study in all the curriculum and you finish all the study and you finish all the work. It doesn't make you to be anthroposophic physician. You have the paper, but you cannot be. The people who graduate medicine doesn't mean they can heal. And as I said last time, the place where you practice anthroposophic medicine is the heart of the physician. The physician who wake up to work with the humanities, to understand the lawful and how the death and rebirth of the human being, and what is the destiny of and karma of this individual who meet you. who meet you, that means the patient come to you. Is not all the people come to you. All the people who can reach you, that means this is the person that you may meet in your destiny. This is the first thing. And also the way that we work with the patient, we are not use only the medicine and we are not thinking in the material. That's why we try to work on the benchmark. We have the material concept because World Health Organization want it. And we want this to protect the people who already practice in anthroposophic medicine. And this benchmark we create because of, we know that in next 10 years or 20 years, it will be very difficult for the anthroposophic physicians can practice in the mainstream system or in the system and can survive. We create this benchmark. Yes, I am in the group of person who create this benchmark. We take time a lot, 4 or 5 years to make it happen. But all of us know this thing that we try to legalize in the system. And you study only 1,000 hours, how can you be anthroposophic physicians? You can be just only the way that you practice, just only some days or some hours that you work in the clinic. Or your life, your pathway of life has no another way. Only this way is the way that I want to live, I want to be, and I want to work. And I take my responsibility for the anthroposophic community around the world. You know, I never thought that it is important. Once you are the anthroposophic physicians, wherever you go around the world of communities or the anthroposophic communities, they trust in the way that you work. This means I went every place, everybody trusts in such the way that what we are doing. This means, in another word, anthroposophic physician bearing the responsibility for all communities around the world. Benchmark is help you that be recognized in the system, but it's not show that you can be the anthroposophic physician. I just make it clear. That's why the mainstream doctor will not interest because they don't want to change their life. They are clever, they are really intelligent, but if you meet the doctors, doctor will say that they know everything. All the doctors know everything. You know, many doctors, they know anthroposophic medicine before they study. They can speak and they never study at all, but they can speak everything about anthroposophic medicine. From Google, from Wikipedia. And they say that what they work is already the best in the system for the patients. And now with anthroposophic medicine, they have to reconsider what they did and they have to change the way of their life. And they're starting to know what they did and what they believe is wrong. I have many students who study with me until one point they say that they don't want to be anthroposophic physician because of they know that if they want to be, they have to change their life and they don't want to change. Not the problem of knowledge, but the problem how to develop themselves as a human being. Sometimes it's quite frightening for many people. Okay. I answered your question or not?
Yes, thank you. That's my question, doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Until you recognize that this is the way that we want to do something better, until you are suffering enough and you know that if you not change, if you not do the right way, you will have no future. You know, the most painful for me is during COVID time. And my father, he received a vaccination and he passed away. You know, at that time, I'm afraid also to fight with the government, to fight with what is happening. And I just only try to save my family. And I told my father not to take a vaccination. And my father, he didn't believe me. And he said that everybody take the vaccination and government have the right campaign. At the end, he went to take a vaccination in the morning, and about 8:30 he passed away. Just really quick, in half an hour. And afterward, I recognized that if I stay and keep silent and want to save the people around me, I cannot see the face of I look into my son and I cannot see his face. I think maybe when someday he grown up and he will ask me, why you just only save for the family, not save the people more and more as much as you can. On that day and afterward, I think, okay, I asked my father, even he passed away, and I asked him, please accompany me to everywhere, to what I did in my life in the future. I want to help, I want to change, I want to make something better. Even I am just only few, I and my colleagues just only few people, but at least we save more than 100,000 cases and treat the COVID in the fields. And even we ask them not to take a vaccination. We can save some people. We can educate some people. No need to be really high intelligent and know many things. Anthroposophists, they always know much more things. But in the practical result, just only little. And now we try to make something better. We go to the farmer and we teach in the field how to treat COVID-19, how to save themselves from the vaccination. You see, in this point, when you have the suffering and you want to do something, you want to change something for others, not just only the people around you who have only your blood. You know, when you give something to the people who have your own blood, that means you are going to give something just only for yourself. Your own blood, that means your family, your son, your wife, people who share the blood with you. But for the humanity, you have to look further, who are not in your blood, but share the precious moment on the world together with you. I just want to give the examples. You know, as I said, I don't want to have the anthroposophic medicine. I just only want to have the medicine to help others, but I cannot find only the anthroposophic medicine. That is the medicine that I can find in my life. That's why when I met, I want to practice. I never care. I never go into the benchmark, never look, but I just look how the attitude and the will to help the others. You know, if you are the physician and you want to train with me, all the thing, this is the important thing. I look into what is happening in your attitude with the others, not about the knowledge. Okay. I answered the third question or not?
Yes, very clear. Thank you, doctor.
Yeah.
It's very impactful. Thank you.
Okay. For the fourth question, is about those who want to seek anthroposophy medicine for healing. What sorts of preparation that patients or their family need to do? Mentally preparation, for example. I think you have to prepare three things. The first is the respect. Respect to yourself. Respect to the pathway, what is happening to you. And all the family have to respect you as a human being. In another word, the first is you have to know that you are the human. Because when you have the respect, that means you have your dignity, the dignity to be human. This is the most important thing. And the second thing is you have to treat your bodies and work with your body with love. Do not deal the body with the hatred. Like the people who have a cancer and they deal with the body with the hatred, that's mean they try to kill the cancer. They try to eliminate the tumors. And they forgot that the tumor is also their bodies. And also in the family, they have to know that the patient is something that they need warmth, they need understanding, they need care. When they have the cancer, that means you have to take all the burdens out from their family. You know, I found many cancer patients, they live their life in such a way that it's not their life at all. Their life is for the others, and their life has no choice. They have to work in such a way that they stay in themselves like a doormat. Everybody just stay on the doormat and they cannot change their life. In another word, they cannot recognize that they are equal as a human being. And in the family has to deal with the patient with love, with understanding, not force, not the hatred. You know, many ideas in the family, they have the idea of fear. They have the fear and they project their fear into patients. Or patient has the fear and try to use some concept of fear to treat the body or to treat the disease. Or they use the concept of doubt. They don't know what is happening. And they fall into some illusion and they try to use something that is not possible for healings. Or they use the hatred, try to eliminate. You see, Steiner speak about TBs. That means the three evils or TBs. That means the fear, the hatred, and doubt. When we speak into the term of Buddhism, Lord Buddha also speak about it. If you have fear, that's why you have to collect. That means we call this evil, the greed. When we have the hatred, we try to eliminate everything. We deal with anger. And also when we fall in some illusion, we starting to have lust. This is also the three evil that the Lord Buddha has to face until he can come into the state of enlightenment. Also, this is the same thing. The patient has to prepare. And the last thing for the patient has to prepare is the freedom. The patient has the freedom and the responsibility for their life to what is happening. They have to reconsider and they have to choose. They have to work no matter what happened. They must accept the way that they choose. That means the respect, love, and freedom. This is a basic thing that the human being should have. I didn't ask something very special, but this is the basic that every human being must have, and they should have it even when they fall sick. I answer your question or not? The order of the questions.
Very good. Maybe you can give a response.
Or you want some elaborations?
This question belongs to our number of friends, Lê Hun.
See here?
Yes, he said
Okay.
thank you, very inspiring.
Thank you. And the last question, why anthroposophic medicine emphasizes on development of the human being, human threefold? What is the relationship of it with my health? it's very difficult when it comes to this question, because you look into anthroposophic medicine as an emphasis on threefold. That is something not quite right. You know, the people who use the concept of threefold on the first time, yes, Rudolf Steiner is something he make it the threefold, but it's come from the basic understanding of the polarity from the Goethean science. In another word, the first people who deal with this concept of polarities to create the threefold is Goethe. And Steiner developed it and bring it into anthroposophic medicine. This is one thing. When you look into the threefold, we are going to speak about the good thing in the wrong place when you have the illness. Threefold, something that should behave here in the head, but it's not there in the head. And something in the lower part of the body. And this process is work in the wrong place in the head, such as the process that we can call the vertigo, or the how can I say, the spinning vertigo. Dizziness, we call this. The head should be in the concept of stillness, but the feet should be in the state or in the concept of the movement. When the process of the movement on the feet is come to work on the head, that's why your head is running. We can say in another word that the foot is working on your head, that's why you have a dizziness. And the therapy is try to bring your foot into your foot, that's why if you work it's really quick, you just only stamp on the feet of your friends, your friend will stop dizziness almost immediately. Something like that. Or we can use the concept of nerve sense on the head, but bring it down into the feet. You can stop some process. Or the concept of the nerve sense should perceive the consciousness and go down into your feet, into your legs. We have the concept of cramp. That's why in the clamp, we use the concept of warm up the metabolic to make the compress, and we can release the clamp. This is some concept of the way that we look into the human from the threefold. But in anthroposophic medicine, we not look into threefolds. Not only threefold. Threefold is something to understand the phenomena. We can use fourfolds: physical body, etheric body, astral body, the eye organization, and how the relationship of these four to working together. This is also in the concept how to work into the therapy. For myself, in the personal that I always work with the sevenfolds. That means the concept of the planetary, concept of the life process, concept of the metals, how the metals working together, and how we deal with the forces and counter forces from the sevenfold. Or we can look from the ninefold with the concept of body, three soul, three spirit. Or even we look for the senses into the concept of 12 folds. That means in anthroposophic medicine, we use two, that means polarity, three folds, four folds, that means four bodies, and also four ethers. And now then we go with the sevenfold with the concept of planetary and the concept of the life process, ninefold, body, soul, and spirit, and 12fold for the concept of the senses. Sorry, if you look only threefold, it's not possible to say that it is anthroposophic medicine. Because it's too rough to say that you can understand from too rough. When we look into something in this quick, we can say that when we look into the detail and we want to work, the threefold is not enough. Do I answer your questions, or you want any elaborations?
Thank you, Doctor. It actually opened up the other places that we have to look into. Thank you very much for your explanation.
Yeah. Yes, in Taiwan, this year I speak about 3-fold, 4-fold, 7-fold how to treat the patients in the case of diabetes. Yeah. Already in March, but in Taiwan, we will go with something about the psychiatric disease for this year.
Okay, there's a question from the floor in the chat box. It says,
Yep.
will the patient be taking the anthroposophy medicine for lifelong, or the patient takes for a certain time and let the body to work it by itself?
It depends. It depends. I don't know what is the disease that you are encounter with. If the disease in the level of the astral body, you take just 3 weeks, it's okay. If the disease is deep down into the structure of ether body, you take many months. If the disease go down into the physical body, years. Or if the disease is developed from the development, like a psychiatric disease that has the origin from the 0 to 7 years old. And the patients come to me about 14 years old. Okay, I know that the body need the time for build up until 21. That means after I treat the patient in the stable, but patient needs some remedy to guide their forces to build up their body. In this case, the patient need to take a remedy about 7 years. You know, some people think that okay, you take a long medicine is not so good, or you take short, it's the best. Actually, as I said, we have to look to the patients and the need of the patients, and the patients also has to think what it will be, what is happening. We not treat the animals, we treat the human. That's why the patient must understand, must to have the clear understand what we are going to do, and we do it together. You know, I have the case, a man, my friends, have the problem that he cannot have the baby, and he had the sperm count very good, but all deformities. They have he has only 0% of the normal sperm, and they give the remedy for him to have the injections. I asked him to inject 3 times in a week, and he's really good. That means on the first 6 months, he carry on, everything is good. Even the result is not so much change. First 6 months is just only 0. And afterward, we inject into 9 months, which I almost give up. But I found that after 9 months, patients has 1% of normal sperm. 1%, 0 and 1 is big difference. And after 1 year, I lost follow-ups because we inject until 1 year. And I said to my patient that if you still believe in me, you can inject as much as you want. You know, after 18 months, he got a baby. You see, sometimes I have to take very, very long time until it works. We don't know the condition of the individual patient. We don't know how the destiny is come from, how the karma, what is the real meaning of the encounters. We are not just only you have this and you just take the remedy and it's end. It just, you no need to have the human. You can work with AI, because in this concept, you are going to treat the animal. You have this and you have to have the result like this, like in the experiment. That's why last time people asked me about the conventional medicine and anthroposophic medicine. If you look okay in the way of therapy, sometimes it's necessary because we need to treat some process that we cannot be human, and we want to stop and satisfy our animal in some phase. Anthroposophic medicine is good for healing, but conventional medicine is good for buying time. Forgive some period of the patient in order to have the space to adjust, to change, but not for the way of healing. That's why when you take some conventional medicine about 1 or 2 weeks, it's okay. But after 2 weeks, if you cannot solve it, that means you have to take it forever. In these 2 weeks, you need to find the moment of change to lead to healing, not try to stabilize. Do I answer your questions? I hope that I asked.
Actually, the question is from me. Yeah, the reason I asked is because my boy is born with a biliary atresia, the liver disease.
Uh-huh.
He's under anthroposophy medicine treatment healing process now. And I'm really touching when I listen to your talk because it's really resonant to me when throughout he already taken for 1 whole years. And throughout this 1 whole years, a lot of questions keep on coming to me. Because like what you say, he born with this disease, he's rushing with the time. That's why he went through the surgery during his 40 days old, just to heal his liver. But there's a question keep on coming out in my brain because like what you say, we want to help is not for our own blood. I'm just thinking because I'm in a group of this biliary atresia disease group. So I see a lot of children is suffering on there. So to me, it's like after he took the anthroposophy medicines, I see how his etheric forces is being strengthened. So my question is because they're born with the biliary is not well developed or maybe it's no. In the early phase, we can try because my boy cannot reverse back to the time already. But I'm thinking for others babies. Is there any possibles that because we can strengthen the etheric force of the body and the organs? So can it be some medicines can just help to develop the undeveloped biliaries? That is my question keep on coming in the past 1 year. And when I listen your pre-talk and your answer to the questions tonight, it's really touched me that yeah, finally I found someone that is really can be in the same can talk to. Yeah, so the question that I asked just now, will it be taking a lifelong or this is because I do also consider for other people to try on the anthroposophy medicine, the cost will be a problem as well. The medical cost, yeah, because it's quite expensive. I'm taking and that's why I know. So yeah, so from different type of aspects that I really think that other than my son, what can I do on all this group of the babies or the children's? Yeah, that is really make me a bit curious about these areas. And also, yeah, I do agree with you. While taking care of a patient, you really need to respect how his life path and with all the love and cares. That is really help for the healing process. Yeah.
I can give you some, I cannot help everything, but I can give you some hint to understand. The first, you have to understand what is the gout process and why your baby has a problem of the gout process. You know, and now you have the group of the people who have the same problem with your son. You know, Bile is the organ of the will. They transform life into the actions. And the baby who had this problem, they have their own will, and their own will is stopped there, cannot transform to the outer world. If you notice all the will of this child, they will have this maybe before, since the last incarnation. They have the problem to hesitate to do something, and they should do something that they hold back themselves. You can observe the character of the baby because of Rudolf Steiner always speak about the first 7 years, the child always live in their past life. You can observe what is the same characteristic of this group of people, and you can find something. And also with the remedy, when we use the remedy, we use the remedy in order to support the process that is not yet unfold in the baby, in order to help them. By this way, it is not only the remedy. Steiner always speak that sometimes we not only give the remedy because we not give the substance. What we always give, we give the process. That means you have to find the same process of the need of the people who have the biliary atresia, and you can give it, because this kind of baby, this kind of patients, they have a lot of iron process, and iron is still there, cannot release and cannot give out. And how can we try to facilitate the process? How to release the bile out, release the will out? Many things. You can use art therapy to enhance. You can use the eurythmy therapy, Bodmer gymnastic, or even the farming. It's also possible if you can find the same process of the need of this patient, and you can apply to the patient. I hope that I answered your questions a little bit. Because in the long term of the case, patient no need to have all things is depend on the remedy, because the remedy will help just only halfway. And the remedy help from the subconsciousness, because we eat the substance and we bring it from the subconsciousness. And what we work from the art therapy, from the conscious work, from the measure, and they understand themselves, and they try to enhance the force from the consciousness down into the metabolism. In these two ways, the subconscious and the conscious way, they are meet each other. This is the secret of therapy. Only one way will not work, but you have to find two ways. Because the human being need to develop subconsciously and consciously. In this polarity, we develop ourselves to space, to times that we call the biography. Okay, I think I should end here, otherwise it will be long, because I can't speak for the whole day.
I understand. Yeah, thank you so much, Doctor, for your time and for such an impactful, inspiring insight. And I believe your sharing has really opened up our mind. And I believe it's also resonate, to some of us. And yeah, it gives us a picture of an anthroposophy approach to medicine. I know the topic is big, and the question to us, I think to both of us, is a big question. Yeah. And it is, but this is very important for us, especially for I believe every individual of us very concerned about our health. When talk about health, how we could look at it. Yeah. So thank you so much for your time. It is a Sunday night. Yeah, and also thank you for all the participants. But still, allow me 10 minutes, to share and introduce for those new friends about this coming ACM. Because after hearing doctors share, right, I must also share with you about this coming ACM. It's an anthroposophic conference Malaysia, and it is a learning for you to open up your new perspective, as well as you could find a way to delve deeper into this area, because learning anthroposophy is a lifelong learning journey for individual development, as well as also for the community's well-being. It is a co-create for humans and the communities. We work together. So friends, I would really love and like you to join us this conference. If you are not registered or not decide yet, yeah. Why? Because we have invite 10 the tutors from US, Europe, Taiwan, Philippines, and Malaysia, all over the world places, to facilitate this fantastic workshop. Yeah. Today I have a limited time to introduce you each of the workshop, but if you are interested and would like to find out more, please stay tuned to for our next session for the introduction of each workshop and the tutors. Yeah, for Dr. Ken, and he is also one of the tutors for the conference and facilitated a workshop for introductions to anthroposophy approach to medicine. And I believe for those who are interested in the medicine learning, do take this opportunity to join the workshop. I believe after the 3 days learning, you have more and more deeper insight about that. So, and also other than the workshop, then we have art and practices where you can experience and practice, each of the art class, and some practices such as fermentation workshop, culinary workshops, and clay and singing, or the lyre, different kinds of art workshop that you could experience in this conference. And our lovely friends are mostly from Malaysia, and they are mostly from the school service in the Waldorf School. So you could experience what's the Waldorf educations, and what's the fundamental, and why this principle of education is suitable is for the human development, especially for the child, when it started to learn. So the workshop, the whole conference take about 5 days. And in fact, the first day, we start at 9 with an opening performance and a speech by Dr. Kimikaila. And we have a focus of a 3 days intensive learning, which is from the day 2 to day 4, where you could pick up one of the workshop and an art and practices classes. So the last day we end with a market. Then you can enjoy and meet people. So we hope that for those who join the workshop, you could really, meet the new friends, connect with others communities, and open up yourself, give yourself an opportunity to learn and be inspired to take action. And the most important to me is nurture your inner self. This is a very, very important. And of course, bring your friends together. I myself also benefited from since 10 years ago when I learned IPMT, get to know about the nursing. I'm totally new about anthroposophy when I first joined, but during these 10 years, the journey of my development, and I think I feel that, and I also see that's how I could open up myself, be stronger, and also willing to more embracing differences, and is enjoying in building a community. I think this is, I remember what Dr. Mikaila's once quote, if you like individual healthy and good, then you have to co-create a community. Because if you only do good for yourself, but not others, then you may not have enjoy the goodness also. So this is a togetherness. This is why we really want everyone to take this opportunity to come to join us this June. Because next year may not have the same conference. So this opportunity, and we'd like to see you. And the fees actually is for the fees, there's a special offers for special rate for 2. Why? Because we hope that bring your friends, your trusted companion, with you together for this learning and development. and you have a friends together with you, you can share, you can support each other, and that's very important. If 2 people is already a community to start with. And the fees for the conference is included the conference tickets, lunch, dinner, refreshment, and material. And we are using organic ingredients for all meals as supported by local organic farmers and also the hotel. Yeah. So the hotel allow us to provide all the organic ingredients for the cookings. Yeah. So we are very thankful for their generosities. And also, if you'd like to immediately register for the conference, do scan it. Or if you would like to find out more about our workshop, do follow our all social medias. Or if you know anyone of us in our team from Kongsi Co-op, you can text us and leave and contact us for more information. And we really want to see you, everyone, to make this to the conference. Then it is a connection for this year, and let's co-create for a healthy community and a well-being for everyone. And thank you, Dr. Ken, and thank you everyone for accompanying us tonight. And also thanks for Annie all the way from Indonesia. And why she's so intense, initiative to share this, because she hoped that one day, this conference or this learning, in fact, they happen in Indonesia as well. So thank you for their efforts. And also thanks for our Chinese interpreter, Piket all the way from Penang. Yeah, she's the one who supports Dr. Ken workshop for the conference. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a good night. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Ken, once again.